Morality and miracle plays flourished around the 16th century during the reign of Queen Elizabeth. And at that time, the common theme of the plays was the salvation of a person's soul. So I told you that drama, as Aristotle had imagined, instructs the audience and entertains the audience. And see, morality plays and miracle plays, when they were staged, it also had a purpose. It should teach lessons, moral lessons to the people. And so the common theme of the plays was the salvation of a person's soul. And sometimes in the middle of a serious play, a small comic script was introduced discussing common matters or topics of the play. This kind of play within the play is called interlude. And see, you have seen morality plays, mysteries, miracle plays, and now interlude. What is interlude? Interlude, as the title suggests, it comes in between. It comes within a play. And see, that is in the middle of a serious play, a small comic script was introduced. It discussed the common matters and topics of the day. And this play within the play is called interlude. And you have the classical example of John Haywood. He had written an interlude called the Four Ps. Four Ps, capital P. That is, who are the four Ps? A pardoner, a peddler, a palmer, and an apothecary are engaged in a comic dialogue. And see, that is a good example for an interlude. And so I hope you have understood what is an interlude. Interlude comes within a serious play. It is a play within a play. It is a comic script or a small dialogue dealing with everyday matters. A classic example is The Four Ps by John Hay. The four Ps are P, capital P, pardoner, peddler, palmer, and apothecary. They are engaged in a comic dialogue. And so that is an interlude. And now you understood what is an interlude. Then, revival of learning during Renaissance encouraged the performance of Greek and Latin plays in England. And then the next stage, we are dealing with the history of English drama, how English drama reached the present position. And so we have seen the miracle plays, mysteries, morality plays, interludes. And then coming to the Renaissance period. And during the Renaissance period, there was great growth in literature. And so revival of learning, it encouraged the performance of Greek and Latin plays in England. And so imitating the classical models, the earliest English comedy was written in 1550. That is Ralph Royster Doyster. It is by Nicholas Udall. And so, coming to the Renaissance period, there was a great revival in learning. There was a great revival in learning, and then it encouraged, the Renaissance encouraged the performance of Greek and Latin plays in England. And then imitating the classical models, the earliest English comedy was written in 1550. And what was the title of this comedy? Ralph Roister Doister. It was written by Nicholas Udall. And so, and in that way, during the Renaissance period, the first English comedy was written. And then this play was followed by Gamergutten's Needle of doubtful authorship. Regarding the second one, we are not very much sure about the author of the second play. What is the title? Gamergutten's Needle. And so the first English comedy, Ralph Roister Doister, and it was written by Nicholas Udall. Then you have the Gamergutten's Needle, and we are not sure of the authorship. And these plays were a product of the Renaissance period. Then Lucius Annea Seneca. See, that is the next important person in this field, Seneca. The short form that you use is Seneca. What is the full name? Lucius Annaeus Seneca. He is from the 1st century AD. And he is a Roman philosopher. And this Roman philosopher became the model for English tragedies in the 16th century. And so now, after we have talked about the Renaissance period and the comedies made in English drama, and then you have the influence of Seneca. Lucius Annaeus Seneca, and he is a Roman philosopher. He greatly influenced English writers, and his works were the model for English tragedies in the 16th century. The first English tragedy, what's the title of the first English tragedy? Gorboduc. It was written by Sackville and Norton in 1561. And see, remember, you have seen the first comedy, Ralph Roister Doister, followed by another comedy, Gamergutten's Needle, and then coming to the influence of Lucius Annaeus Seneca of the 1st century AD. And he is a Roman philosopher, and his works influenced the English tragedies to a great extent, especially the writers of the 16th century. Even William Shakespeare was influenced by Seneca. And so the first English tragedy was written. And what is the title? Gorboduc. It was a work by two writers, Thomas Sackville and Norton, and it was published in the year 1561. Note, Gorboduc, the first English tragedy, written by Sackville and Norton. Who wrote it? Sackville and Norton. Full name is Thomas Sackville and Thomas Norton. And this tragedy was published in the year 1561. And then Thomas Kyd, another writer, wrote his famous melodrama Spanish Tragedy. It is based on the theme of revenge, influenced by Seneca. And so now we are talking about the influence of Seneca, this Roman philosopher, on the writers of the 16th century. Thomas Kyd, he wrote Spanish Tragedy, and it is based on the theme of revenge, influenced by Seneca. And then John Webster, he wrote two important plays. They are The White Devil and The Duchess of Malfi. It is also influenced by Seneca. John Webster, The White Devil and The Duchess of Malfi. These are the two important plays by John Webster. I am talking about the important dramatists of the period. Now, see, I talked about Thomas Kyd, who wrote Spanish tragedy, John Webster, who wrote White Devil and the Duchess of Malfi. Then Christopher Marlowe, he wrote Tamburlaine, Dr. Faustus, The Jew of Malta, and Edward II. And so, then another great writer, Christopher Marlowe. He is also greatly influenced by Seneca. And which are the important plays written by Christopher Marlowe? Tamburlaine, Dr. Faustus. See, since you are literature students, you should be familiar with these names. I am giving you a very short history of the English drama. I am mentioning only the very important writers and playwrights of the period. Okay, and so Christopher Marlowe and his important works, Tamburlaine, Dr. Faustus, The Jew of Malta, and Edward II. And Senecan influence can even be seen in Shakespeare's King Richard III, Hamlet, Macbeth. See, you have to study Macbeth also this year, isn't it? And so Senecan influence is seen in William Shakespeare, especially in plays like Hamlet, Macbeth, and so on. And then you should know the term, the university wits. University wits refers to a group of writers. Who are these university wits? A group of playwrights including John Lyly, George Peele, Robert Greene, Thomas Kyd, Christopher Marlowe. Actually, they prepared the ground for Shakespeare and made notable contribution to the growth of drama during the Elizabethan period. And see, you should know the university wits. See, who are the university wits? They are a group of playwrights, including who are the important people? John Lyly, George Peele, Robert Greene, Thomas Kyd, Christopher Marlowe. They prepared the ground for Shakespeare and they made notable contribution to the growth of drama during the Elizabethan period. Okay, and so bear in mind these terms, these important people, and because they have contributed a lot for the growth of drama. Then comedy of humors. See, the name that comes in connection with the comedy of humors is Ben Jonson. And now, see, you are talking about, or I am discussing another type of drama. See, we have seen the university wits, their contribution to English drama, and then the comedy of humors. Ben Jonson, another important writer, he rose to fame during the period as a writer of realistic comedies. And it is called the comedy of humors. And so Ben Jonson was noted for his realistic comedies. Understood? You should understand the significance of each and every writer and their contribution to English drama. And so Ben Jonson, when you hear the term or when you hear the name of Ben Jonson, remember the term comedy of humors. What are these comedy of humors? Realistic comedies written by Ben Jonson. Realistic comedies that represented the human characters depicting whimsical or eccentric characters on stage. Example, Volpone.